Welcome, my fellow travelers. Your traveling buddy here, coming to you today from Mason, Michigan. And I'm out here. I've been out here many times, done many videos here. This is the town that's named after our very first governor, Mason. And I've done all kinds of little things out here. This is where I visited that military museum that the guy has in his backyard. I've done their Christmas parades here, all kinds of stuff. I love this little town, but there's something here I'm coming here to visit. Sorry about the wind. It's pretty windy out today. Hopefully my windsock is working real good. But there's something I learned about here in Mason that I want to visit and tell you the story about. There is a unusual grave that's here in Mason. So let's go find this grave. Travel with me, will you? This is Mason, Michigan. This is the little town of Mason, Michigan. And this is, I'm standing right in front of the courthouse here. And believe it or not, this was in the lines of being the first capital of Michigan until they chose Lansing. And actually this building is in a famous movie too. You ever see the movie Real Steel? You see the sidewalk right there. Hugh Jackman walking up into there. That's where he was fighting for custody of his kid. Yeah, they filmed that right here. Right there in front of this courthouse. But that's not what we're here for. So you see the architecture. Love the architecture in this town. Look at the old town buildings and all that kind of stuff. But that's kind of a hint right there of the unusual grave that's out here. Alright, start out. Like I said, sorry about the wind, guys. It's pretty windy out. Got my microphone facing backwards, so hopefully you can hear me. But we start out here on Maple. Oh, actually, that Maple's right there. This is Jefferson. And they say, if you look from down here, see there's the Commerce Bank right there, which that's going to be a clue about where this grave is. And next door is this place called Ware's Pharmacy. Well, behind these buildings is where this famous, interesting grave is. You come walking down through here. Look at this artwork they got up here. I love this. Every time I come here, kids did this. Yeah, I like some of this artwork that's out here on this wall right here. It's look, you got a little mouse right there. There's a little mouse. There's a deer. So look, this is supposed to be a picnic. Look, there's a hamburger up there. The ants are going after the hamburger. There's a girl reading the book. All these rocks. Oh, look at this one. A bunch of bugs on the leaves. Look at the eyes. Ooh, the wind. Oh, like I said, oh, look at this, the school bus. Mason school bus. That's pretty good right there. I like that. I think this one's supposed to be a turtle. It's supposed to be a cherry. Is it checker or something? I don't know. I'm not sure what that one is. Look at this leopard. There's a little ladybug right there. Look at this. I like that. It's supposed to be an old Volkswagen bus pulling a trailer. That's neat. A little koi fish. Look at that right there. It's like a peacock. That's a peacock, I think. Oh, giraffe. Look at the mama and baby giraffe right there. That's cool. But yeah, this is right up, right here by the bank. And where we're headed is right over here. Whew, I'll tell you what, this wind is crazy today. Look at my hair. I'm like, the March winds have definitely arrived. They always say March comes in like a lion and leaves like a lamb. Well, the lion's here because it's been wicked today. I was traveling here and the truck almost got blown off the road. Oh my God, it's so strong. But you come down here, see, these are some beautiful buildings, real historical buildings here. But you see, this is behind the bank right here. This is their drive-through. All right, now you see this parking lot right here. This is where the grave is, believe it or not, where all these cars are parked. This is where this interesting grave is. This is where the Ryan Opera House is buried. Believe it or not, there is a building buried underneath this parking lot. At one time, there used to be an old opera house standing right here. They're called the Ryan Opera House, right here in Mason, Michigan. Let me tell you the story about the Ryan Opera House. This is the Rayner Opera House, which sat on the south side of Maple Street between Imperial Garden and the back of Wares. Construction from more than 250,000 bricks obtained from what was once called the Brickyard Pond, now Leyland Park. It opened in 1881 as a memorial to John Rayner, a promoted pioneer settler of Mason. It was hailed the greatest opera house in the state outside of Detroit. The Commodus established attracted some of the finest Midwest Roadhouse shows and theatrical companies of its day, and it put plush accommodations provided many wonderful evenings for its audiences. The adjustable hinged floor made it possible for the opera house to double as a convention hall, ballroom, and community gathering place. Many early MHS communications took place here. After many renovations, including one following a 1931 fire, the building became unrecognizable. In its later years, in fact, many readers have probably been in the building without knowing it. The Rayner Opera House became the Fox Theater and a fire theater in the 1940s and into the 1960s. A side note, in Malcolm X's biography, he mentioned seeing Gone with the Wind in Mason. The Fox Theater was the only theater in town. The grand structure experienced a long fall from grace by 1963. It was considered a fire trap and sat vacant and unused. Mason State Bank purchased it so they could raise it to make room for a drive-up teller. The building was raised in 1965, is essentially pushed into a hole in the ground. Much of the building debris is under the blacktop today. The first event was Uncle Tom's Cabin, a strange stage show performed on January 14th, 1881. The last was the motion picture Diamond Head, starring Charlton Heston, on June 2nd, 1963. So there you go, guys. Right there. In this parking lot, I am basically standing on the grave of the Ryan Opera House right here in Mason, Michigan. Isn't that crazy that they just dug a hole and pushed all the debris in and paved over it? I mean, that's crazy, just so they can build that right there. That's crazy. Right here. Sorry, like I said, the wind. But yeah, this is the Ryan Opera House's final resting spot right here. I'm surprised they don't have a historical marker or anything talking about it with all the stuff that supposedly went on here. That's crazy. Now this says this is the Commerce Bank now. It used to be called the Mason State Bank, but now it's the Commerce Bank. And that building right there, that's the pharmacy, the Ware's Pharmacy right there. But yeah, right here, Ryan's Opera House. Well, there you go, my fellow travelers. Isn't that crazy? Unusual? When I saw this on, so there's a local radio station in Lansing that tells history and stuff like that. That's where I find some of my ideas. Is that I saw that in there about the Ryan's Opera House. I've been in Mason many years. I never knew about this. Like I said, there's no historical marker or anything right here. But basically, I'm standing on the grave of the Ryan's Opera House. That's just crazy. That's all they did is dug a hole and pushed the debris in just so they can build that drive-through right there. Isn't that crazy? I mean, literally, how many times have you ever heard of a grave of a building? I mean, I'm calling it a grave, but I technically I say it's a grave because they buried it. It's a grave. And I'm sure a lot of, even the locals probably around here probably don't even know about that they're standing on a building. That's crazy. So, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Share me out. Share me out on all your social media. Tell your friends, tell your family about me so I can continue traveling and showing you cool places like this. Also, leave me a comment. Any comments appreciated. Any ideas for me to do, let me know. I just might show up and do it. So, till next time, my fellow travelers, I'll see you around the mitten.